Senator Akpabio is the worst Senate president ever in the history of Nigeria. This is a statement I believe a lot of Nigerians will resonate with and say yes to. And this statement is coming from Abubakar Yunusa on Twitter. And he accompanied this tweet with a video we are going to watch. Now, after watching this video, I was traumatized because I was like, is this what is going on in our Senate House where laws are supposed to be passed that will benefit us? Is the Senate House for the people or for the minority who are there? Because if the leader of the Senate House is like this, what else are we to expect to come out from our laws that are going to govern, and make sure that Nigeria is in a state that benefits everybody, the citizens and the government? Now, former Senator Abbo also came out to make a lot of allegations against Senator Akpabio, which we are also going to go through that video. And I want us to watch these things with an open mind so that we know exactly what we are doing in this country. Is Nigeria for us as a people, or is Nigeria a business entity for some few people to benefit from and live large? So let's watch the first video from Yunusa on Twitter. Then I'll come back before we watch the next video.
Mr. President, do not, with due respect, link me to social media when I'm talking serious issues like this.
No,
I expect fairness in the Senate for everybody. Concessions are given to other people. I expect them to be given to me also when it is needed.
Senator Siraki Dixon.
Yes.
I watch you on television. You said no matter what this Senate does, the Senate will not have your vote on anything the Senate does. That's what you said on television.
We must have mutual respect for all of our colleagues, okay? And I do have regard for you, particularly as our presiding officer.
I appreciate
And I think that should be reciprocal.
There is nothing wrong in commending the government for Port Harcourt to be back on the stream. But Port Harcourt being back on the stream, what obtains? Is A standing for A and B standing for B? It is the technicality now we're talking about, so that we don't run for 1 month, 2 months, and then stories come up. But this is an information that I've given to the Senate for the Senate to work on. Verify it so that we move on. We shouldn't be, the tantalization is okay, it's enough. We must stand as representatives of the people, because whatever we do here, in as much as it does not provide the needed and required succor to the citizenry, it translates to nothing. So let the needful be done. Committee on Banking and Currency should look at this ways and means. So far, Central Bank has charged over 6 trillion on the interest on securitized instrument with debt management. The records are there. There are communications so far, correspondences between Public Accounts Committee and Central Bank of Nigeria. And of course, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, everybody here knows that.
You know our rules. These issues are not for just mere statement. Put something down and submit a report to the Senate for deliberation. Because if you make just a verbal accusation, you'll be talking like people in social media. So please, let's have your report on this. So
Mr. President,
we can take it up.
Mr. President, do not, with due respect, link me to social media when I'm talking serious issues like this.
No, I said your issues are so serious that they should not be just verbal. Did you hear what I said? I said the issues are so serious that it's not good for them to be verbal. Bring a substantive report or motion on it so that the Senate can take an appropriate decision, and then even mandate the committees on public account and the other relevant committees to go and look into the issues you've raised. For instance, the chairman of the committee on banking and Senator Abbo, I don't know where he's here. So we should be able to know if up to 6 trillion has been paid by the CBN. There are serious allegations that should not come verbally. They should come in writing, so as CBN will also have the opportunities to defend itself. But outside that,
Thank you very much. But if you have not forgotten, I have sent a document to your tax. This petroleum profit tax and what transpired between NNPC and Federal Inland Revenue Service, I sent a document to you more than 3 months ago. Nothing happened.
Okay, so go ahead and move your motion. But please
Senate President,
start with
colleagues.
Start with slight apology to your colleagues for working out on them.
No, sir.
Then we have a problem there. If you are not
Okay,
humble enough,
I apologize to my colleagues for working out.
If you are not humble enough to apologize to your colleagues,
I apologize to my colleagues for working out.
Then you
now,
will move your
added
motion.
to that, my colleagues, I expect fairness in the Senate for everybody. Concessions are given to other people. I expect them to be given to me also when it is needed. I apologize if you did not like how I lost my temper, but I was expecting this to happen today.
Proceed to move your motion.
My apology, I keep so bad. Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, my name is Senator Ireti Kingibe, representing the Federal Capital Territory. Note that the Federal Capital Administration, on the instruction of Honorable Minister of Federal Capital Territory, embarked on massive demolition of structures within the Federal Capital Territory. Also note that the demolition, according to the FCT authority, was informed by illegal structures and non-development of allocated plots of land by the FCT administration. Concerned that in recent time, the demolition exercise in the FCT is no longer based on reasons adduced by the FCT administration that necessitated the demolition. Further concerned that the current demolition in the FCT is not in line with due process of court orders to demolish. As such, a cross-section of individuals had suffered untold hardships occasioned by massive demolition, which has led to a loss of properties worth billions of naira. Also concerned that at the moment, an estate by name Messrs. Paulosa, for which late Colonel Paul Osankwanwa Okbebo is the chairman, is currently under revocation and demolition. And from reliable information, the said plot of land was allocated to him in 1984 with requisite title document. And further concerned that the owner of this estate was a patriotic Nigerian who served the nation meritoriously and one of the first intakes of the Nigerian Defense Academy, Kaduna, with registration number 001. Senate resolves accordingly to urge the FCT administration to halt the ongoing revocation and demolition of the said property, as it does not fall within the purview of the reasons for the massive demolition being carried by the FCDA. Also, all demolitions should follow due process. Second prayer. I so submit.
Thank you very
much. It doesn't stop your... doesn't stop the motion.
Distinguished Senator Siraki Dixon.
Yes.
I watch you on television.
Mr. President, I have a point of order for which you have recognized me.
Listen to me now.
Yes.
Let's not argue. If we argue, it won't be good for any of us. We are all distinguished people. You are a former governor, I'm a former governor. Let us, please, off the mic, sit down. Please be seated. I watch you on television, and you said no matter what the Senate does, the Senate will never go with you. The Senate will not go with you. I said you said no matter what this Senate does, the Senate will not have your vote on anything the Senate does. That's what you said on television. I don't know, but I'm saying that if you have already made up your mind to go and and talk on television when the Senate has not even considered any issue. I want to let you know.
To me, please.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm only saying, please allow me to preside. Allow me to preside.
Make my point for which.
Stand up and make a point.
Thank you, Mr. President. Please, we must have mutual respect for all of our colleagues, okay? And I do have regard for you, particularly as our presiding officer.
I appreciate
And I think that should be reciprocal. Now, the point of order, Mr. President, Henry Siraki Dixon, Bayelsa West. The point of order I rose to address is to draw the attention of the presiding officer and our colleagues to the specific provisions of our rules. Each one of us is guided by two documents: the Constitution of the Federal Republic, upon which we were sworn, and the rules that govern our proceedings. The proclamation has been read to us, and I wanted to draw your attention, Mr. President, respectfully, and the attention of all our colleagues, to the specific provisions of our rules. Order 135. The framers of this are very exhaustive. Once you say state of emergency declaration, there is a procedure.
Can you read 135?
Let me read it. Say, look, 133. When the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, by instrument published in the Gazette of the Government of the Federation, issues a proclamation of a state of emergency in the Federation or of any part thereof, he shall immediately after the publication, A, B, C, D. Now, since you have read it, now let me go to 135. The President shall, in a closed session, brief the Senate on the circumstances of the proclamation of a state of emergency.
Your point of order is upheld.
Thank you. So let's go to the closed session.
Please, he was about to move the motion for a closed session.
Thank you, sir.
In line with our rules. The rule is embedded in the heart of the Senate leader. He was about to move that motion for us to go to closed session.
Yes.
When you raise it, but I'm happy that you are reading your rules. So your point of order is happily upheld. Yes, Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President.
So, from the video we just watched, one thing that hit me on the head is that Senator Akpabio is letting us to know that everything we say to them on the media space is noise. It doesn't hold water. I'll read a comment, that I saw under that tweet. He said, this is from Prince Sherlock, and he said, Akpabio made it clear that people on social media can only rant and are not serious people. This exactly is why they can't be intimidated or fear us as citizens, because we can only rant and that we are not serious people. It means all the complaints, all the rants, all the cry from Nigerians to our government for them to do something to benefit the country, for them to fix Nigeria and make Nigeria a better place for us. They don't take us serious because they see us as what? Unserious people. Our pain, our cry, our sufferings are what? They don't consider it as what we should complain about because they can't hear us from social media. Meaning in the Senate House, when a video comes out of somebody ranting on social media, they don't take it serious. This is actually appalling. This is sad. This is a very sad one. So let's go to the video of Senator Elisha Abbo. I don't know if I get the name correct. So in one of the allegations, he said Senator Akpabio is running the Senate like a personal empire, targeting senators who oppose his views. This is what he said. In another allegation, he said, in Akpabio's house, senators 70, like senators who are representative of their constituencies, they go to Akpabio's house and they serve him tea. Is it that Akpabio no get house helps, servants to do this job, that a senator in the house will serve your fellow colleague tea to drink? What else are they doing for him? What else are they doing for him? Is it that are they afraid of the senator or of the Senate president? Or what exactly is going on? What exactly is going on? So we are going to watch the video and I'll see you at the end. I noticed that a lot of Nigerians don't watch videos like this. They only like entertainment videos. And that is why I feel like our government don't take us serious. If you on this channel, if you go through the regions of countries that watch my videos, because we do educative videos here, we do videos that affect people, that affect us as a people, as Africa, you will not see Nigeria in the top 5. And it is very bad. This is actually very bad. Well, no wonder other African countries are doing well, because they are interested in the politics of their country. So, well, I believe with time, when the sufferings hit us the most, we are going to come out and do the right thing and collect Nigeria from these people, these bloodsuckers who don't want anything good for us apart from themselves. My name is Basi. Let's watch this video and I will see you at the end.
Now, a very strong warning has come from former Senator Elisha Abbo that the Nigerian Senate, under the leadership of Godswill Akpabio, is pivoting towards the kind of imperiousness that this country hasn't seen in decades. Senator Abbo alleges that Mr. Akpabio has hatched a vision of a personal empire in which he is the tribune, a world in which raw power, not the principles of democracy, holds sway. And the centerpiece for this vision, according to Senator Abbo, is the presidency, which he says the Senate now operates under as a unit and has lost its place as an independent arm of government. The senator from Adamawa State also accuses the Senate president of a kind of vengeful vindictiveness, especially in the context of the Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan sex scandal. He urged Mr. Akpabio to submit himself to a proper investigation and to stop targeting senators who oppose him. Unless Mr. Akpabio is reined in, he warns, he could pose a threat to President Tinubu's administration because his actions are taking a sledgehammer to Nigeria's democracy. So how much does all this lay bare some of the more serious concerns that have been expressed about the Senate and its president, and how much of it is pure politics without a scintilla of truth, as one lawmaker put it? Well, for more on this, I'm joined now in the studio by the former senator from Adamawa State, Elisha Abbo, thank you very much indeed for coming in. Good to see you.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
Talk about a scathing criticism. I mean, and that's putting it mildly. How has it come to this? Because, I mean, the way you describe it, it sounds like the Senate leadership has gone stark raving bonkers.
Yes, it is. Even the word that I used them for maybe for lack of more serious words to use.
So it's worse than you said?
Yes, it is worse than I
according
said.
to you?
Yes. Now, let me start about myself as a person. Remember, in this very studio, I accused Akpabio of one of the people who come together to say that I was out of the Senate. Because when the 10th Senate, when I won election to the 10th Senate, I became like a de facto DG campaign to Senator Abdulaziz Yari. In this very place where we are in Telescope Hilton, Akpabio came to my hotel room around 2 a.m. and pleaded that I should work for him. And I told him that I will not work for you because I'm already committed to Senator Yari. And these are my reasons. However, I wish you good luck. And he came, he said he's a Christian like me, I shall work for him to balance the Muslim ticket. And I told him, the testimonies I heard from the people of the 8th Senate wasn't a good one about you. And I told the Vice President when the Vice President called me to work for you, so I will not work for you. And one day they said there was a meeting in room, in floor 4 of Transcorp Hilton, and they were dashing out $10,000. I told him I will not collect the money. Now, after the election, one of these days we were in his house, and we had a lengthy discussion. And he started taking me around the house. And he said, do you know that I have a chapel in my house? I said, wow, you have a chapel here. I said, let me see. We went there and he showed me the chapel. And in the chapel, he told me that, you know, you are my brother. I said, yes. He said, 5 senators will leave the Senate. He said, 5. I said, how did you know? He said, I'm the Senate president. I know 5 senators are leaving. And truth what Akpabio said, 5 of us left.
You had no idea you were one of them.
I was no idea that I was penciled for removal myself. So, when I was in the Senate, I traveled to Kenya on a parliamentary assignment. I spent my own money, about $14,000. I submitted paper for reimbursement. They refused to pay me till this very day. Before I was removed, I already obtained Angolan visa to represent the Senate at the IPU conference in Angola. The practice has been, even if you are not a senator or a member of our House of Representatives, as long as you are you are representing the country. In fact, former senators or former members of the House of Reps still represent Nigeria until new people come in and inaugurated. He turned me back from the airport. That is Akpabio. My salary for that month, I was moved on the 19th by federal government rule of engagement. After 15th, you'll be paid your full salary. My salary, I was moved on the 19th of October. My salary was not paid for that month on the orders of Akpabio. And let me tell you one worst thing that he did. There are 109 senators. Now, 5 of us were removed. 2 left. Umahi left to become Minister for Works. Gaidam left to become Minister for Police Affairs. Now making 7 senators left the National Assembly. Out of the 7 senators who left, Akpabio sent their official cars to their houses. Every senator that was removed from the Senate got their own official vehicles, leaving only Senator Abbo alone. Senator Darlington got his own. The 2 senators from Plateau, the other Senator Ohere, the 4 of us removed by the court, they all got their own. And the 2 that left before me, that I screened them to become ministers, because they come for screening, and then I screened them as a senator. They also got their own car. They left before me, yet they got their own car, leaving me out of the 116 senators sworn into the 10th Assembly because I challenged Akpabio. I was the only senator that they refused to give him the car. That is the vindictiveness of somebody called Akpabio.
Well, it sounds very personal, doesn't it? I mean,
of course,
for you, it's pretty much personal. I mean, so this is your payback then, is it?
No. I don't pay back. I am just trying to, I laid a foundation so that I will come to the Natasha issue.
Well, we're going to come to that. We're not there yet. Let's finish with your allegations and your accusations against Mr. Akpabio, because one of them is that you said he's running the Senate like a personal empire.
Yes.
Targeting senators who oppose his views, and you suggest that you're one of them.
Yes.
And you say that, as I said, you yourself have been a victim of those actions.
Definitely.
And this is one of the incidents, or one of the sort of the the problems that you're talking about.
Yes, and then let us look at Senator Abbo. Senator Abbo was the chairman of the Northern Senators Forum, and I was the treasurer of the Northern Senators Forum. So as the treasurer, as a matter of fact, I was slated to become the secretary of the Northern Senators Forum. But because Abbo and Senator Abbo, we are from the Northeast, and we said, let's take this secretary position to another person from another zone. So I became the treasurer of the Northern Senators Forum. And Abbo came out to say, this is not the budget that we passed. And it has been increased by so figures. Before you need Jack Robinson, Senator Abbo was suspended from the Senate for 3 months. And let's look at Senator Ndume. Ndume was the digital Akpabio. When Senator Ndume came out to say things are not run properly here, what happened to him? He was removed as the chief whip of the Senate, stripped of his position as the vice chairman of the Senate Committee on Appropriation, and then be thrown away. What vindictiveness do you want? And I look at it. The same Akpabio, I moved that motion to amend the rule of the Senate standing rule that will allow only a senator that have served for at least 1 term of 4 years in the Senate before he go contest for leadership of the Senate. The amendment look Senate president only. The same Akpabio went and brought in first-time senators and made them leadership of both minority and the majority, just so that he can control them, so that nobody can say anything to him. Do you know that in Senator Akpabio's house, senators serve him tea?
Well, I don't know.
I am telling you now.
But let me just say,
and I am telling you now, and I told him that you are no longer a governor. These senators are your colleagues, we are not your commissioners. So they cannot serve you tea. So
that kind of emphasizes the point where you say that he's running a personal empire.
He's running a personal empire.
But I mean, some might accuse you of speaking ill. I think you even addressed this yourself, of an institution that elevated you to prominence.
No, I did not say that. And what I said in my interview last time was that I had to speak ill of the institution that brought me to national relevance. And what we are doing today, remember last time I was in this studio where I defended the remunerations of the senators. So that I'm speaking good of the Senate. And what we are doing now, all former senators that have been there since the time of Shagari, we are not happy with the level of the integrity of the Senate that have been washed down. So,
but we're fast running out of time, so I'm going to gallop ahead. I mean, you of course were a member of this current 10th Senate.
Yes.
Until you were removed by the appeals court in October 2023. Very briefly, just tell us how you lost your senatorial seat.
I lost my senatorial seat through judicial banditry, because there's no law that back what happened, and I believe the judge know what she did, and that's why she had to send Senator Ken Inamani to come to my house to come and beg me. And it's true, Ken Inamani is still alive. A situation where a judge said that local government election that took place in 5 local governments, and she cancelled election in 2 local governments, diffranchised 2 local governments, cancelled election in 263 polling units, and not order for election as the law stipulated. That is not the law. that is robbery. That is a coup against democracy.
Right. So you think there was political pressure?
Of course, he was pressured. And I said it time upon time.
Right.
And unfortunately, I petitioned the NJC, and NJC became a body that only punish small judges, magistrate and high court judges, but they cannot punish big judges. And that's why I'm supporting the bill that should dismantle NJC. They are doing nothing. I have letters from the NJC today in my hand. They are doing nothing. And I'm advocating for that same bill in the House of Reps that the NBA should be the one who will discipline judges by passing a vote of no confidence on erring judges.
Right. Now, you yourself, of course, you're not free of some of this damaging scandal that you talk about. I mean, because you went through a pretty damaging one when you were in the Senate. I mean, didn't you?
Yes.
You were sort of mired in that controversy when you were captured on video, slapping the owner of an adult toy shop.
It's not so.
In Abuja. I'll make the point and then you can refute it. I mean, you turned up there with 3 women to purchase some adult toys, and you were later
the creation
found,
of the media.
You were well, I mean, this is what the story that is circulating is.
Yes.
But you're here, you can refute it if you want to. I mean, you were later found guilty by a court, and you were ordered to pay 50 million naira to the shop owner.
No, let me tell you what happened. What happened was that before I became a senator, a situation happened. Before I became a senator, something happened. And it was a case of people fought. Some ladies fought, not in an adult shop, but rather a candy shop that's separated into 2.
Right.
At this side, they sell candy for birthdays, the cakes, and the rest of it on one side. On the other side, it was an adult shop for women.
Right.
And I dropped one of my sister out, her friend. And when I left, I was told that I received a call that your sister is dead. I said, died? He said, what happened? They said somebody hit her. I thought maybe it was a car that hit her. I said, did the driver stopped? They said, the driver did not stop. It's not a driver, it's a person. I rushed back there and I met a lifeless body who fainted there, assaulted by her fellow person. And it's not the owner of the shop. The person also came there and they had an issue. What happened was that they called off the video where the real assault took place on my own sister. And I met a conscious sister lying down, and they brought up where matter escalated.
Where you lost your temper.
Yes.
Right.
And we went to court, tried for criminal assault, which is more dangerous than just paying damages here and there or whatever. And we requested for the original video to know what happened. And the judge found me not guilty. However, there's a pressure on government. They want to continue to be taking money from here and there and the rest of it. And they said they are suing for damage. What damage? I never appeared in the court. I only heard that there's a case at the Federal High Court where they say they charge me for whatever, so there should be exemplary damage because my name is a senator. I should pay 50 million naira for fighting, and I appealed the case. So the matter was before the magistrate court, and I won the case.
Right. Okay, well, that's what you say. The thing that is in the public domain is slightly different.
No,
but
you
let's move on.
You are hearing from me,
Right.
and you say you are giving opportunity chance to clear this, and you are hearing from me
I
now.
understand that.
And not also that they say it's a breastfeeding mother, and these are all lies.
Right.
Do you know that a situation whereby they hired a baby, so that the woman will hold a baby, so she's a breastfeeding mother. They borrowed a neighbor's baby and claimed to be breastfeeding. And
well,
when
it all sounds monstrously complicated, and I mean, we can't sort of get too much into it because the other side are not here and all the rest of it. But let me just say this: you mentioned that the Senate. Let's just return to the Senate president, which is the main focus of this. I mean, you said the Senate president had mishandled the Senator Natasha Akpabio sexual harassment allegation affair.
Yes.
How so? Briefly. Because we're almost out of
Now,
time.
briefly, in the 8th Senate, I have the video and I can send it to you. Senator Akpabio had a serious verbal exchange with the Senate President Bukola Saraki over change of Senate seat. He was not suspended. He was not investigated. The matter was handled with maturity. In the case of Natasha, it took a different dimension. Sat like the emperor that he claimed he is, and said the woman shall be suspended for 6 months, withdraw her security, stop payment of her salaries, not to be seen to close the National Assembly building, and even her aides should also lose their salaries. Far-reaching decisions. Even ordering the Inspector General of Police not to provide her with security. In another way, expose and so she will be killed. When you withdraw somebody's security, which is on right, that means you are exposing that person to be killed. And I know the IG, you see the police for all of us. Nobody owns the police. The IG realized that that is not a good thing to do. Because if they had tomorrow that Natasha is killed, something will happen that we don't pray it happen. Now, if Akpabio was not suspended for fighting with Saraki over change of his seat, why are you suspending Natasha for 6 months if only your motivation is because of change of seat? Secondly, Natasha went to court and she got a court injunction barring the Senate from investigating her until the substantive matter is heard. Senate went against the court judgment and suspended her still, even when there's an existing court judgment. That is contempt of the court. It was after they finished suspending Natasha that they went to court to vacate the court order barring them after contempt of court. And I'm sorry to use this word, cowardly, the judge, instead of arresting Akpabio for contempt of court, he vacated his own judgment that they broke. That's the pressure he was under. And instead for the judge to also go into the substantive matter, he recused himself from the case of Natasha. You see what is happening?
It certainly raises questions. Let me put it that way, as politely as I can. So what is your advice to Senator Natasha Uduaghan now?
Senator Natasha is doing what she's doing. And I heard that they want to call her. Nobody can call Natasha. Take a note and write it down. Nobody can call Natasha. You see, we are not a banana republic. The idea they will recall her and they went and forged signatures, 250 signatures. Let me give you these figures. The registered voters in Kogi Central.
Very briefly, we've got about a minute left, unfortunately.
The registered voters in Kogi Central is over 500,000 registered voters. Section 69 of the 1999 Constitution said that you must have more than half of registered voters before they recall you. They got 250,000 signatures and submitted to INEC. And the law says that they must have 250,000 plus people who appeared for a referendum to return her. Now look at the 2023 election. The voter turnout on the national scale is just 27%. The vote that Natasha got to take her to the Senate is 54,000. Her opponent, closest one, got 52,000. LP, NNPP, and other people, all the votes of 2023, it's just 106,000. That is representing 22.1%, 21.2%. Now, if the whole vote of Kogi Central for PDP, APC, Labour Party, NNPP is just 21%, that is 106,000. Why will they manufacture a 50% vote? That is over 200,000 people to recall Natasha. It's just to keep her busy. They cannot recall her. My advice to her is that she should continue pressing her own and be sincere, be truthful, and stand firm against dictatorship.
Well, I have to say it's been very interesting talking with you. Thank you very much indeed for taking the time to come in. Elisha Abbo is a former senator from Adamawa State. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, so a lot of things he said in the video sounds personal, but a lot of them, even in that personal, you will now know how, from his viewpoint, you will now know how Akpabio treats people in the Senate House. From his viewpoint, from all he has said, if they are true, you will now know how the Senate President of Nigeria treats people in the Senate House. You are silenced if you oppose him. You are dealt with. You know a lot. This is crazy. So I want to hear from you in the comment section. Do you think with this kind of government officials we have, is Nigeria heading anywhere better anytime soon? Let me hear from you. And what are we to do to make a change as a people, as Nigerians, as Africans? My name is Basi. Thank you for watching today's video. Like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you in another video. Peace and love. Peace.